Wow, how we got started. Yes, it was all by accident. I'd just taken ill health retirement from my work. I have MS, so I was looking forward to a quiet life. And then this was 2015, at the height of the crisis of Syrian refugees escaping the civil war. And there was a petition going around asking local authorities to resettle Syrian families through the resettlement scheme that the government has set up. So I literally just went to sign a petition for it, and it didn't exist, the one for Haringey. So the next step was to set up the petition, and then the next step was to get people to sign it. I met loads of lovely people in the community who all wanted to campaign for this. And after we won that campaign, we just thought, let's carry on. And we were all conscious of the hostile environment, immigration policies that Theresa May had introduced 2012, 2014. And we decided to focus on that. So that's what we've been doing ever since then. Standout projects. We've had quite a few nice ones, highlighting the difficulties of access to primary healthcare. Not only in Haringey, but this is a problem across the country for anyone who doesn't have a permanent address or ID. Very often they get turned away when they try and register with the GP. So we did a survey about this problem in Haringey. And in fact, off the back of that, the Bureau of Investigative Journalists did a nationwide survey based on ours.
I joined Haringey Welcome a few months after it started in January 2016. I worked with refugees for a lot of my career, and I was looking for something campaigning to get involved in. A few years in, a colleague, Leah, and I ran a schools poetry competition. We got the idea from another colleague, Alison, who had done a painting competition for primary schools the previous year. And we thought we could do a poetry competition. So we worked with Year 6 schools. We wrote to every primary school in the borough, and we got about 6 responses. And then Leah and I would go into the school. Leah, who is a professor of sociology specialising in migration, would talk about migration, and I would present a poem and get them to talk about it. And then the competition was for them to write a poem based on that original one, inviting the child in the poem to Haringey. And so we did this for 2 years. We got about 100 entries each year, and we got 2 fairly well-known Haringey poets to judge the competition. The first year, I think we had the prize giving in a cafe in Green Lanes, and the second year at an event in Living Under One Sun in Tottenham Hale. So the 2 poets awarded the prizes. And then each year we published all of the poems in a book, and all of the children got a copy, the schools got copies as well, and we sprayed the copies around so that Catherine West, who was the MP at that stage for Wood Green and Hornsey, read the winning poem in the Houses of Parliament.
Oh, wow.
So we got some coverage like that. And our idea was partly to engage the kids and get them thinking about migration. A lot of them in some of the schools were migrants or the children of migrants themselves. Some of them in the west of the borough weren't, and the parents said to us, this is really good because these children are learning about things they wouldn't otherwise. But we also wanted it to be a positive message about migration for families. So you've got this poetry book, your child has a poem in the poetry book, maybe you're going to read the rest of it. So it was kind of spreading the word a bit in a very painless way. And it was very hard work, but it was great fun to do.
Is the state of the UK getting you down? Think the hostile environment is fair?
We have a crowdfunder that we've been running the last 2 years, which is supporting new refugees who have been evicted from their asylum accommodation at very short notice.
Happy birthday to everyone at Haringey. Welcome. This is Jess, one of the directors of Museum of Homelessness.
And this is Matt, the other director of Museum of Homelessness.
So to our beautiful migrant justice organisers and friends of all of us at Museum of Homelessness.
We're so proud that together we have run the deposit and first month's rent scheme for almost 2 years now. And that's seen on average a person housed every few weeks.
So we love our Haringey welcome crew because they are generous, tenacious and loving.
All qualities which hold communities together.
So here's to 10 amazing years of migrant justice.
And many more. Thanks, guys.
Have a great party.
مرحبا أستاذة، كيفك؟ إلك كل الشكر والله أنت وزملائك في العمل بمساعدتي في الحصول على بيت والدفع المقدم والتأمين كمان، مشكورين كتير والله.
We're about to start working on season 3 of our podcast, No Small Victories. We've spoken to lots of local people and more broadly who've been either impacted by the hostile environment. So lots of different stories, lots of kind of very remarkable people that we've spoken to on that podcast.
Happy 10-year anniversary, Haringey welcomes. Thank you for all you do for our residents.
And we love working with you.
I hope you have more years to come.
Yeah, we appreciate your partnership and all the work you do.
Yay!
The best thing about volunteering for Haringey Welcome is the people and the community, and just being a part of a really amazing, diverse, wonderful community and borough. We're living through really tough times at the moment. We're looking at the far right, the rise of the far right across the country. We're looking at obviously social deprivation, inequity, cost of living crisis. But when the community is really kind of knitted together and networked and people know each other and they work together and they support each other, it's really encouraging and gives you a feeling of like this is what life should be about. It should be about the positives of inclusivity, care, being together, caring for each other, supporting each other.
Feeling a chance to make a small difference in an increasingly dire political climate. I've worked all my working life in the voluntary sector. I've always thought that it's intolerable doing things like advice work if you can't influence what's causing the problems. And I still think that it's unbearable to be moaning about politics if you're not doing anything at all, even to make a slightest difference. And I don't exaggerate the kind of difference you can make. It's very small, but it's better to be making a small difference than none.